Welcome to Season 3 of the Take the Leap podcast. We want to thank you for being a part of this journey with us.
Whether you're just starting to tune in or you're a longtime listener of the podcast, you can expect to hear from entrepreneurs in all stages of their journey, how they got to where they are, and all the mistakes and victories they've had along the way.
We're excited to share new guests and have some returning folks from our first 2 seasons. Thank you for being here, and we hope you enjoy this episode. Welcome back, everyone, to the Take the Leap podcast. These are always my most joyful days when I get to talk to Tory. And not that we don't message each other, but yeah, this FaceTime is always so much fun. So how are you, my dear? How's your week going?
Great. It's going great. Thank you. We have here, you can peek the sun.
You've got sun. Ooh.
It's actually like kind of cloudy a little.
Yeah. I see the shine, though. I see the shine.
There's some shine. It feels good. Like, it's still cold. It's still winter, but there's no rain. It's nice outside-ish. And I don't know. Like, I think we're going to have soup for dinner. Nice. Like, there's lots to look forward to.
Dude,
What about you?
We are 75. It's going to be 75 again tomorrow. 72 on Thursday, 71 on Friday. Yeah. So I cannot wait till we get the new house and I can be like, friends, it's 20 degrees warmer. You want to come visit?
Come over here. I know. Like, I'm literally in my like winter sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Like my hibernation shirt.
Oh my God. I started the morning in like pajamas and I was just like, partially through the day when we decided to take the dog for a walk, I was like, I need to change into real clothes because it's getting warm and obviously sundress time, which has been lovely. So yeah.
I'm really jealous, but I also need to show you like this, just the difference between our weather.
Yeah.
So I crocheted this blanket a very long time ago, but I accidentally, because I'm not good at crocheting.
Oh no!
I have a large hole. So this is what I do.
It's a poncho. Yeah. I love it. I love it.
At my desk, and I just put my little head through there. Well, my big head through there, and it's perfect. It's awesome. Perfect on days, and it's always there for me. To get my work done. So anyway,
for listeners who are tuning in who are not viewing us on YouTube, it's worth the view. And also, Tori has a crocheted blanket that doubles as a poncho.
It's perfect.
But yeah,
it's perfect.
And it looks like it's the purple of your brand, which is really nice. So,
it is, and it's beautiful. And you know what? I highly recommend if you work from home in any capacity, to crochet yourself a blanket and then cut a hole in it so that your head fits through.
I've always watched, when they do like the really thick ones, those like big needle
I love those.
Yeah.
I really want to do that. Yeah. Yarn is very expensive though.
It really is. I still have some that somebody bought me with like, I had this one Christmas that I requested knitting needles, and y'all, I've never learned to knit. Maybe I'll find like a Stitch and Bitch community or something.
There you go.
Yeah, I feel like I need my hand held to like really get into it.
I need somebody watching me. Yeah, I haven't been able to knit. I've only been able to figure out crochet. Knitting is so hard.
Yeah. Anyways. You did not hear. You did not tune in probably to hear us talk about arts and crafts and hobbies. We are actually going to be recapping our conversation with Drew Norton that we had earlier this week. It was all about sales and how sales is life. And I thought it was really interesting. One of the things that he had mentioned was that like he was actually really successful as a sales leader, like as an individual sales leader within a company. But there are just ceilings inside of organizations that kind of keep you stuck in those moments. And I think you and I both experienced that of like, having all these responsibilities and working our way up, but not really being able to like move beyond a certain way. And then, luckily or unluckily, COVID happened, which allowed both of us to take those leaps. So yeah, I think that anybody who is a high achiever, like within an organization, you might get even more out of being your own boss and doing your own thing. And I think that is I don't feel like that's something that other guests have brought up as often. It's
Yeah.
really been more around like burnout and not finding what you wanted in organizations. So yeah, I don't know if you have any other thoughts about that from our conversation.
Yeah, no, I think it is a really good point because it's just it, you can't, like once you kind of work your way up, there's only so far you can go after that. Whereas with entrepreneurship, you really truly get to make your own rules,
Yeah,
which I
yeah,
love.
yeah.
And I loved our conversation in general. I feel like he had a lot of really good things, like really good insights
Into
into not just
sales, yeah.
or not just entrepreneurship, but sales. And yeah, he had a really cool way of looking at things.
Absolutely. Yeah. Another point that I agreed with, which is part of the reason why we do this, is about finding your tribe because
Yeah.
entrepreneurship can get very lonely. So if you do not have a biz bestie as an
Yeah.
entrepreneur, we strongly
Get
recommend that
one.
you do that. Yes, get one. Yeah,
Get
Tori and
one.
I are biz besties. I've realized we have not been active in that WhatsApp chat for the biz besties,
Yeah.
the triangle that we have with
Mhm.
Mary. But yeah, that it is really helpful to be around other entrepreneurs and talk to them about what they're experiencing. And, I'll give a shout out to the BNI group that I'm a member of here locally. I just got a chance to talk to somebody this morning who is in the marketing space, who white labels the Go High Level CRM system. And yeah, it's always fun to even talk to other people that have like a similar thing that they do to you, just to like get their lay of the land, get the sense of like what things are going on in the market that they're seeing, and being able to like bounce ideas off of each other or just have collaborators. I think that that's always a nice thing, in making that community of entrepreneurs around you as well.
Agreed. Agreed. It's really, yeah. I don't really have anything
no,
else to say.
no,
I'm
no
sorry.
notes.
I was
No
like,
notes.
no notes. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna repeat what you just said, so I'm just gonna stop right there. I haven't had enough coffee today,
That's
apparently.
okay. That is okay. Well, yeah. I mean, we have been doing this a very long time. We
I
have a
know.
tendency to have very similar ranges of experiences and ideas at
Yep.
this point. So
Yep.
yeah.
We also like to respond to people using the same phrases,
Yes.
I've noticed. We've done that more than once.
Uh-huh. Absolutely.
Oh, that's
Uh,
funny.
but yeah, this one was actually kind of my favorite, and
Uh-huh.
stood out to me, which was he shared that the worst advice usually comes from people who haven't done the thing. So
Oh
I
my
do think that
gosh,
that's so
yeah.
true, is that like people love to like, people who are not entrepreneurs like to say like, why don't you do it this way? And I'm like,
Yeah,
you have zero context for this kind of work and for
for
what
any
we
of
are
this.
doing. And yeah, or like it doesn't work that way. Or, oh gosh, I'm trying to think of what somebody has said recently. um Maybe it'll come to me later. But yeah, I find that a lot of people, they just like, either one, they're sharing advice that they're finding on the internet, but they have no context for what the day-to-day life is, for entrepreneurs, or they just have like a left field comment where you're just like, yeah, no, that's not going to be a thing, that really is a reality, as well. So yeah, but I think a lot of people are guilty of that, giving advice about things that they have like no
Right.
business giving advice about. Like, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I think on one hand that is kind of a part of life, right? Like any
hmm,
situation you go through in life, getting married, having a baby, owning a business,
yeah,
going to school, like whatever it is, like everybody has an opinion on everything
hmm,
that you do. I think what's interesting, and I especially think because of social media, we kind of get stuck in this, okay, well, what are people saying?
mm,
When it's
hmm,
like most people's voices about us don't matter.
yeah,
But I think a lot of the times we make decisions based on some of those voices. And so I think it's really important to remember, like, okay, there's only a couple of voices that actually matter. Yours is the most important one.
Totally. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the people you trust who understand the context to give you the kind of advice, like a business coach or a partner
Mhm.
or, you know, a biz bestie that you trust who can understand the context and the nuance and not just give you what you want to hear either.
Yeah, that's very true. That is very
So,
true.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good reminder.
Yeah. So keep your filter up. You don't
Yeah.
need to let everything in.
Yep.
That also just gets so stressful too if you're listening to like everything from everyone
Yeah.
as well. So
That's too much.
yeah, yeah. I thought that this one was really interesting too. That all business owners are salespeople, even
Mm,
if they hate that label. And then one thing that he did mention that was like a mistake that a lot of folks make is they outsource. Like early stage founders outsource sales too early without
mhm.
kind of owning the end to end process, which I think is just, yeah, that's a huge mistake. I mean, I'm not even to the point where I feel like I can outsource like the sales function because so much stuff has changed like since the beginning of my business. And as you put in like more systems and processes and things are kind of changing over, it's hard to, well, one, you waste a lot of time teaching people a format that isn't going to be moving, forward. And if you do that too early, your target audience might not even be the same anymore, or that what they
Right.
care about might be different, or like even the way that you sell your product or service to them might be different. Like earlier today, I had a meeting with Brady, one of our guests, who will his second episode will be coming up for us very soon here. But I was asking him, I was like, how has AI like changed the conversations that you're, having in your business? And I think that that's something that people have to be prepared for is what could change and derail things as time goes on as well.
Absolutely. And I think, yeah, I mean, basically reiterating what you said, but I just feel like so many people go into business for themselves for one reason, right? Like they're really good at this one thing
Mm-hmm.
and they don't think about the other pieces like marketing and sales and creating processes and
Uh-huh.
operations.
Uh-huh.
And all of those things are really, really important. And a lot of those things you can outsource. But at the end of the day, if you are not at least involved in the sales process, if you are not part of the sales team, if you're not selling your business, if you can't sell it, then how do you expect
Ooh.
other people to do it? That was a good one.
Trim that
That
one. Trim that
was
one.
that
Those
was
that
good.
was that was one. Yeah, yeah.
If you can't sell your business, how do you expect other
For
people
people to
to?
do. Yep.
It's so important to have that piece down, right? Even if you don't think you're good at sales, which I think if you go back and listen to that conversation, I think you'll get a lot of really great tidbits and nuggets from Drew because I think he really broke it down in a way that made it more human.
Yeah.
And I think that was my favorite part of the conversation because sales has such a bad,
Wrap.
vibe to it.
Yep.
And I think he really kind of broke that down. So if you're feeling that way and you haven't listened to it, go back and listen to that
Mm-hmm.
because his conversation was great. But
Yeah.
yeah, at the end of the day, that's what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You're selling your business to other people, to
Totally.
your customers, to your clients. And you have to do that first before you
Mm-hmm.
can offload that to other people.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah. And if other people can't, like, if you're good at doing it, but you can't translate that to other
Mhm.
people, that's also a gap, like a huge gap as well. So,
Exactly. And even if you can I say offload with quotes, offload it to other people, you should still be involved
oh, totally.
because that could change so quickly.
Hmm. Yeah. I know at an agency that I used to work at, sometimes some of the owners would step into the conversation and sometimes they would be out of it. But like anybody who is a potential client will know and understand that they are important to you if the owner is in the process. Like, and so I think that that's an important thing to remember as well.
Yeah.
That picking and choosing, like I feel like a lot of people do it based on like the financial element,
Mhm.
but yeah, you overall are the head and the lead in the business, and that does show something really important when you show up in the
Exactly.
conversation with them as well. So yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
Agreed.
yeah.
Yeah. Really good conversation with him.
That's a good one. Yeah. I think one of the things too, if I'm trying to remember correctly, or maybe it's from a different person in sales, but selling should feel like serving. It shouldn't feel like you're being sleazy or that you're trying to like push or pressure somebody into anything. Like one of the things, I actually had a sales conversation earlier this week. An organization, they're leaving their old agency and then going to switch over to us. But they, I was just like, hey, no pressure. If you need a month with them, like we don't have to start right away or something like that. And she's like, no, I think I want to go with you. So I was
That's
like, well,
awesome.
yeah, because I was just like, I'm here. You don't need to feel pressure to get started right away. I'd let her know like we would love access to things. Don't let them like shut you out of everything. Also, that is like another rant that we should do in a solo episode is like
Yeah.
what you should, as the business owner, have access to and not have access to, because
So many people
it's a
get screwed
huge fucking
over.
red flag. It's a huge
Yeah.
red flag if you can't even look up your shit, like, and you're just
Yeah.
being
Can't
told,
get into your website, can't get into your
yeah,
social pages. Someone else is doing that for you. That's weird.
totally. That I feel so weirded out by it, but it
Yeah.
happens a lot to people
Yeah.
as
And they
well.
just
So
go with it.
and they
Yeah.
do, yeah, because they want to hand it off. They want to outsource it, and
Yeah.
it's just like, yeah, it's still your business. It's still your
It's still your
business.
business. You still own that content, that
Hmm.
platform. You still need to access it.
Yeah,
And you still have the right to go in and look at what they're doing.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah. Awesome. Well, cool. That was an awesome conversation. Everybody who needs a
Yes.
little bit of a leg up in sales, or just, if you're in business, sales is always going to be a part of the process.
Hmm.
Please go take a listen.
Yes, please do.
And now we're going to switch to our favorite part of our solo episodes, which is what are our wins for this week? I'm going to start with you, Tori. What is your win for the week?
Yes. Well, I'm counting this as a win. I just had a really good offboarding session with a client, wrapped up a project for them. And I have some new projects coming in too. So like it's really weird how like the same week I just offloaded and then started a new one.
I love
And
it.
it doesn't always work out that way. Sometimes there's like a gap, but
Mhm.
I'm really feeling aligned. We're only at the beginning of the year and I'm feeling so aligned with the projects and the people that I'm talking to and the things that I'm working on. And I feel like I did a lot of work last year in my business on what do I want to keep doing? What do I
Mhm.
not? And what types of people do I want to work with? And what kinds of services do I want to offer? And I'm feeling like I did a lot of really good work on that last year and it's like already coming to
Coming through.
fruition this year.
Yay.
So I'm feeling good. Yeah, it's a good start to the year.
I love it.
What about
I
you?
love it. This is a win because I think I talked about last week. I started doing strength training. I am
That's
keeping up
right.
with it during this is period week. She came
Mm.
early, which is super annoying. But also, like
So
usually,
sorry.
I just want to die and like not really die, but like my body feels like it's
I
going
get
through a
it.
lot of things, a lot of bad. And I don't usually work out this week, so I went yesterday. I'm planning on going on Friday because
Good
she should be
job.
done by then. But yeah, and the cramps have not been as bad, which I think it's
Good
due to
job.
the exercise. So yeah, sorry anybody if that is
Definitely.
TMI, but I think a lot of our listeners are women anyway.
And even
So
if they're not, listen, it's a natural part of
of
our
life,
lives
yes,
and we have to deal with it.
yes.
So occasionally you do too.
Hmm. It is very true. If you interact with women, This
This
happens.
is
This
what
is what
is
happens.
going on a regular basis.
Yeah.
You know what though? There is something to be said for during that week, like obviously like mentally, like I usually feel off during that week. So
Mm-hmm.
I try to have a lighter week in terms of my mental load. But when
Mm-hmm.
it comes to like doing physical things, even though I really don't want to, there is something to be said for working out and doing something
Yeah.
physical because it does help. I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't make it go away,
Yeah.
but at least for me, it's always
Mm-hmm.
helped. So it's just the whole effort of like, do I
Yeah.
want to go? Yeah.
We're also testing this theory of eating more iron rich foods like red meat.
Mm,
So, John is making me a steak, potatoes, and broccolini tonight, which I
I've heard
love.
that.
And then I've been drinking a lot of things with like a lot of extra vitamin C in it. So,
Nice.
this might also be the trick because we had burgers like 2 nights in a row, like homemade at home burgers two
Right.
nights in a row.
That sounds
But
good.
yeah, that will be a nice, good test to see if this is just how we combat this thing that has to happen.
Hmm.
So yeah, we'll report back and let people
Okay.
know. I will count it as a fluke for this first round. We're gonna repeat it next month too and see if it helps as well. So yeah. Now on the other end of things, what is your do better for this week?
My do better for this week is a little more patience. And I mean this in all areas of my life. So, and I've said this before, it's something that I've worked on. And you know what? Listen, I'm a Taurus.
I was gonna say
So,
it's your Taurus energy.
for the rest of my life, I will always be working on patience.
That's my rising sign. So I get it. I get it.
But I feel like this last little bit in particular, I've stopped working on it, and it's manifested in a lot of different ways in my business. I'm like, okay, you know, I'm ready for this, but there's actually work
To do
that
that.
has to go into
Yeah.
that. And my son, he's a toddler. I've talked about him a lot on this podcast, and he really loves to test my patience and press my buttons a lot. And you know what? I love him for it. And I love that he has such a strong personality, and I love that that's going to serve him well one day. But yeah, there are some weeks that are just harder than others, and this last weekend was a little bit rough. Yeah, so I think overall, just in life, my tolerance level for patience has not been very high, and I would like to work on that. And I bet in a month from now, I will say, "Hey, I'm going to work on my patience again," because I am a Taurus through and through, and
You
we'll
got
always be working on that.
7 more months. I'm counting it down for you. 7 more months till he's in school 4 days a week.
I know. I know. I'm excited
Yeah,
for
the
that.
light at the end of the tunnel is coming
It
in a
is.
great
It
way.
is. And you know what? He's in school today. So today I have more patience than I did over the last 3 days.
Yeah.
So it's great. It's great. And he's going to come home, and I'm going to have had the entire day. It's been a productive day. I've had the day to myself. I went to the gym today. Like, I'm
Yay!
probably going to handle
This
his
better. Yeah.
this better. Yeah.
He'll also
So,
be energy will
mhm.
have expended a little bit in the day,
Exactly.
which is nice.
Let's hope,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
After we get off this, I'll send you a video that
Aw, I love it. Oh,
highlights the amount of energy he's had.
nice.
But what about you? What is your do better for the week?
So I did a bunch of like restructuring and like putting together package pricing at the end of the
Nice.
year for like the beginning of this year. And it's great because people are accepting the pricing the way it is. But I need to commit it to memory because I'm all like, wait, hold on a second. Let me open my thing so I can see what I charge for that. So I just need to spend some time getting those kind of in my
Fair.
brain. And I think once I actually launch like the new websites that I know I've been talking about forever, where it is there and it is available, then I can just be like, hey, here's the link to my prices page, and here
Yeah.
you can go take a look at it. So yeah,
That's a good idea.
but yeah, nobody. I mean, every time I caveat it with, hey, I just restructured pricing to be like more aligned with my ideal clients, they've kind of accepted that and as well.
That's
So
awesome.
so yeah.
Good. Good job.
So it's been good. Okay.
Good job.
The other favorite part of this, what is a piece of media content that you are enjoying this
Yes.
week?
I've been excited to talk about this. I don't think I've talked about it yet. So I recently just finished the book Alchemized, which has been like a popular one all over the interwebs.
Yeah.
And it is the first 5-star book that I've read in a while.
Ooh.
The writing is incredible. The story is equal parts amazing and equal parts just heartbreaking and hopeful, but also tragic. Like it's so good. It's such a good story.
Nice.
And I haven't been able to stop thinking about it since I read it. So I would say I'm obsessed with it. The author is the same author who wrote basically a Dramini fanfic, and then like this story is like a different variation of that.
Nice.
I have not read the original fanfic, but I do have it on my Kindle.
Nice.
I think I'm gonna read when I'm ready to
dive into that.
Dive in, because it is also like a very like tough, like it's about war, so it's a very tough story in a lot of ways. And reading it during this current time period was difficult.
Yeah.
But it's also really powerful. And if anybody's even just a little bit interested in that, I would recommend it. Just check the trigger warnings, because
there'd be triggers.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yay.
What about you?
So I just started it the other day, but I've got the sequel to Kiss of the Basilisk, which is called
God.
Yeah. I borrowed it from the library. So I've been really into getting like the ebooks from the library. It's going to be a problem. All right. I can tell already, because there's just so many things that I want to read. But it launches right into things. It. Yep. I'll just say it out loud. There's sex in that first chapter, like right away. And so
But didn't like one of the people, like, weren't they like leaving? Like, I don't remember how it ended.
Okay, so if you haven't read Kiss of the Basilisk, like pause this and go to the end of the episode. I think this will be the last thing that we talk about. But it is a truly unhinged, lots of erotic stuff in it, book about people who are half basilisk, they're all basilisk and they turn into humans, right? She's a half basilisk. Yeah.
Think so.
Anyways, yeah. So she doesn't marry the king.
Right.
Well, no, she does marry the king, but she leaves with Caspian. And he finds
the king
which is the prince, who became the king. He goes and finds his lady friend. So what has happened so far in the book, I've only read like a couple chapters. They're annulling their marriage so that he can be with the other lady, but he wants Tem and Caspian to come have a weekly dinner with them. And it was feeling very Gilmore Girls. And that's as far as I got. So I will report back later. I have had a lot of work to do, so I can't just sit and read this. But this weekend, I'm planning on sitting. And
I'm like kind of curious now, but that book was so in my opinion, it was more unhinged than the VeggieTales spot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it was graphic,
intense. It was. I walked away from reading that book feeling like I needed to touch grass. Like,
yeah.
It was rough. It was a rough read.
Was that Mary's or was that Ekman's recommendation? I know both of them read it, so.
Yeah, I think it was someone else in the group.
Okay. Anyways,
Yeah.
So I'm
It
excited
was wild.
to finish reading that one. And then I have so many things that I need to finish reading. I keep getting like a book that I've been really excited to read and then like leave behind the book that I was previously excited
That you
to
were working
read.
on.
Like, you know that meme of the guy who's like looking back at the girl. Like, that's me with every book that I'm like,
And with every book
the new one is the new one is here. So
well, and it doesn't help that like I keep renting things from Libby or from the library too, and they all become available at the same time. So then what happens is I'm panic reading.
Yeah.
Which is probably
not
the vibes that you want when you're going into reading, but I'm like, I have to finish
it. Yeah. Oh, so well. I think I will give myself some sun and reading time this weekend.
That sounds
which
like
will be a perfect decompress before my in-laws come to visit next week, which I'm excited about, but also like we also need to do some big serious house cleaning before they get here as well. Nice. So yay. Thank you so much, Tori, for another great conversation. And then you did notice I've numbered our episodes. This is episode 112, which is wild to think about. Yeah. So thanks for being on. Yeah, we just quietly went over 100 episodes without acknowledgement. So thank you for being my partner in crime in all of this stuff.
Thank you.
And thank you, listeners who listen to us do this every week.
Yeah. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I forget that people listen to our conversations.
Absolutely. Well, we will be in your earballs next time. And thanks for being with us. See you.
Bye for now.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Take the Leap podcast. Check out our show notes to connect with us and our guests. If you have questions about the episode or ideas for future topics, send us a direct message on Instagram or email us at aloha@taketheleap-today.com. If you're interested in being a guest, fill out the guest interest form on our website.
If you're a new entrepreneur who is looking for a roadmap to move your business idea forward, check out the Take the Leap course on our website, taketheleap-today.com. Members who join the course also have an opportunity to join us in bi-weekly co-working and group coaching calls to build momentum and work on your business.
And if you'd like a flavor of what we offer, sign up for our free webinar with the 9 essential steps you need to launch your business with clarity and confidence. See you next time.